Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming Hong Kong races, and I try to isolate an angle to the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Sunday in Hong Kong is one of our infrequent Happy Valley weekend meetings, and when these come around I like to delve into some of the intricacies of racing at Happy Valley, certainly for the benefit of people who are playing the midweek events throughout the season when we don't have a Winning Factor preview, and maybe you'll find something useful in there. And I guess the thing that stands out about Happy Valley is what a quirky, tight, turning little track it is. And with that in mind, barrier draws are vitally important. I'm sure everyone knows that. But I thought I'd take a look at just where and how those barrier draws are important. And I've got some graphics for you for the last 10 years of racing at the city track. First of all, the win percentages. And you can see here, it's a nice smooth graph of success on the win percentages from the draw inside to out. Gate 1 wins more often than Gate 2, which wins more often than Gate 3, and so on, barrier by barrier out to 12. It's a very smooth graph. When we take a look through the prism of performance against market expectations, we see that a lot of that, however, is priced in, and the picture is anything but smooth. However, it is clear that Gate 1 still punches well above even the high expectations of the betting public when we race at Happy Valley. And that win percentage certainly plays out regardless of the rail placement. We have 4 different rail placements at Happy Valley. And as the rail moves out, you can see pretty much the same. The inside gates have the higher strike rates. The B and C courses, and we're on the C course this Sunday, are probably the fairest tracks as far as the draw is concerned, with a smaller spread of the win rates from inside to out. But the inside gates are still preferred. So back to Sunday's meeting, and the first race we're going to take a look at is race 7, where our winning factor is the draw. This is a Class 2 over 1,000 metres, and this certainly isn't a cut and dried race, but there will certainly be arguments made for the chances of Kerpenny and WizKid, both good Happy Valley short course horses. Carroll Street, well, he's probably the other way round and a bit better at Sha Tin, but he has been racing in good form. And further down the weights, Reward Smile has a chance, and so does Seasons Wit, returning from his summer break and looking for 4 straight wins this course and distance. So let's go back to Seasons Wit's most recent run. This was in July, and this was the 3rd of those victories. Now he's in Gate 6, dark blue and white stripes, and Seasons Wit a little slow away, something we see often from him. But Zach Purton chases him up, chases him forward, in fact, to be with the leaders. So there's a little bit of extra work done there. Now the pace isn't fast, but Seasons Wit has certainly had to catch up quickly. And while he gets clear in the straight, that extra effort early has got to him. He's all out by the finish and just scrambles home. So no fancy margins there for the winning odds-on favourite, but as you can see, there was merit in the performance all the same for the 3-year-old after doing that bit of early work. He's been for a break. He's had 3 recent barrier trials to get him fit for this, although I do note from those trials he still has missing the start in his repertoire. The other horse that I think is really at the front line of this race is WizKid. Returning to Happy Valley. He's race fit after 2 excellent efforts at Sha Tin, and for him I'm also going to take you back to a replay from last season and the most recent time that he turned up over this course and distance. This is race 799 last season. He's in Gate 2 in blue and orange colours, and you'll also see here Kerpenny in Gate 5, brown with a yellow cap. Now WizKid begins well and quickly leads. Kerpenny uncharacteristically not that well away and has to drop in behind. WizKid, however, sets a measured speed in front, stalked by the favourite and ultimate winner Stoltz, who claims him inside the last 200 metres. But WizKid fights on, has no answer to the winner, but he staves off the finish of Kerpenny to hold on to second. Now, Kerpenny and WizKid have met a couple of times lately in this season, both at Sha Tin, each time Kerpenny able to lead. But they return to Happy Valley. They're both better at this track, and I don't think there's a great deal between them over their several meetings that they've had, but we've seen the influence of the draw at Happy Valley, and I think that's something in WizKid's favour this time. When we look at the map of the race, well, we've seen WizKid, he can get out quickly. Nervous Witness is very quick, and normally so is Kerpenny, though he has that disadvantage of the outside gate. So there's good pace in the race, but something that has been pleasing from WizKid's recent runs at Sha Tin, even in defeat, has been that he hasn't led and has still raced very well sitting behind the lead. So we do see a little bit more versatility from him now, and we could see him in front here or even trailing, and that looks a positive that he can do both. As for Seasons Wit, well, as you've seen on that replay, he hesitates when the gates open. That has been a pretty regular pattern with him, even in his wins, even including his latest barrier trial. So he's giving away race fitness here and might also give away a head start as well. So the tip from me in race 7 is WizKid. His winning factor, the draw. He's been racing well at Sha Tin, but he is better at Happy Valley, especially over this course, and he has the speed to use Gate 1, and we've seen how important Gate 1 can be at Happy Valley. The other race I want to take a look at on Sunday is race 10, and our winning factor here, the map. Now this is a 1650 metre class 3, and there are plenty with chances here. Brave Dreams had no luck at his latest run. Lean Hero and Hong Kong Dragon have good records this course and distance. June Planet, he's a last start winner in class 4 at this track and distance. But I want to focus on the chances of horses up on the speed, like Splendid Living, Brilliant Way and Big Red. And first of all, I'm going to show you why I'm concentrating on those horses, because the winning factor here is the map, and here's the map. It looks a race without speed. Only Splendid Living and E-Legend have a history of leading races successfully, and they look the most obvious leaders here. But I expect both Big Red and Brilliant Way to be up there with them from nice barriers. The others, well, they're mostly run-on types and without tactical speed. Now that setup, of course, does invite some runners to change tactics in response, though that can take horses out of their comfort zone and be counterproductive. And while Splendid Living will be up in the right place in this race, he's been going well, and as a result, he has crept up in the handicaps. So I'm going to prefer both Brilliant Way and Big Red to him. So let's have a look at what they've had to offer. Now, Big Red, last start was over 1400 metres, coming back in distance, and he just looked beaten for a turn of speed. This is in race 90. Big Red is from Gate 5, pink and green colours. He's not the fastest away, but he is out okay, and Keegan DeMello sends him through to sit just behind the lead group. And by the way, that's Brave Dreams caught wide in the pink with white sleeves from Gate 14. Now the pace is genuine here, but not fast. Big Red travels strongly, gets a nice run, but he just looks beaten for acceleration in what turns into a sharp sprint home, then sticks on well at the finish. So I think he'll appreciate the step back up to 1650 metres here. As for Brilliant Way, well, he won 3 races over short sprint courses when trained by John Size. He's been with Pierre Ung for his last 2 starts, and both of them have been very good. The first one suffering quite some interference, and we're going to have a look now at the second one when he tried 1650 metres for the first time in his life. This is race 73. Brilliant Way is the grey and yellow colours, Gate 7. Now, most of his career, as I said, as a short course sprinter, and he's far too nippy early over the mile here, pinging across to lead before letting Chrysos go around to do the front running after 300 metres. But look at the heat map. The entire first half of the race is run faster than average, so Brilliant Way at his first run at the mile is working all that time. Now the leader starts to slow down at the 700 and is dead set tired by the time they turn for home, and Brilliant Way swallows him up at the top of the straight, but his early effort too starts to tell. Horses with softer runs behind get past him, but he fights on well to finish 4th. And I think that was a definite pass mark for his first attempt at a mile. So the tip in race 10 for me is Brilliant Way. his winning factor, the map. Now this looks a race where being able to take a position on speed is going to count for a lot. Brilliant Way should be up there again and not doing the work that he had to do last time. I think he'll have more energy left for the finish on Sunday. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.